The actual plot of this anime was interesting, and a new take on something that has been done many times before. The story revolves around the fourth primogenitor, which is the world's strongest vampire, who is a high school boy called Koju Akatsuki. The Lion King organization sends a skilled middle schooler, Yukina Himaragi, to be his observer. The anime is split up into different arcs, all about 4 episodes long, and each unveiled new things about the characters and really wasn't that boring. I found out the 2 lines above really offer me a unique setup for an anime, and the genres, action plus ecchi, really offers us a combination of a real action and a desirable fan service. The art in this series is excellent, and there are very well-placed comedic scenes that don't interrupt the flow. Overall, it's a very...
権限せよ神々の血肉を食らいし暴流黒雲の天を立てバハムート
At number 10, we have Undefeated Bahamut Chronicle. The story takes place in a fictionary world, where there are ancient weapons named Dragride, and that are ancient mechanical weapons. 5 years ago, the protagonist named Lux was the Prince of the Empire, and he also was known as the strongest Drag Knight. The Empire was destroyed due to a revolt. Now, Lux is known as the weakest undefeated, the Drag Knight who doesn't attack. Due to some reasons, Lux ends up entering a girls' school that raises Drag Knight. This is the story. Not bad though. If it was a little more serious, I think it could have been an anime that would please more audience than this. One problem is how ridiculous things end up happening and how all the girls want the protagonist so bad, but I don't regret not dropping it. If it gets a second season in the future, I will watch it. If you dropped and are watching this video, we have Zetman. Zetman is about justice. But what is impressive about Zetman is the way it chooses 2 characters, completely different from each other, puts them side by side, and lets us see how their ideas of justice are similar and different. They have the same goals, but what is most precious to them, what they decide to sacrifice to achieve their goals, are very different. Jean is a superhuman known as Zet. From a young age, he has discovered the hardships of life as he loses many people who are very precious to him. Through these incidents, he becomes sort of a cold person who likes to pretend he doesn't care about anything, but inside, doesn't want to lose anyone anymore. To do this, he tries to keep distance from the people he cares about abilities. He doesn't actually question what justice is to him until he encounters Jin and an incident that shows him the horrors of life. I was surprised by this anime. Then Big Break, Aria of Curse for a Holy Swordsman. The story itself is a good one. There are people who have memories of previous lives that they have and have special weapons and spells from it. The world is constantly under attack by monsters whom are fought by the said special users. That's more or less the background story, with the show centered around the main male character who turns out to be one of the strongest with a harem of girls. Having seen a lot of harem anime, this one is unique in that the main character and 2 of his romantic interests are reincarnations of their past lives, meaning both of them were his lovers at one point, which makes things interesting for the present, especially with the addition of new fangirls. The romance plot as well as the action are pretty decent in this show, especially the spellcast. We have the Misfit of Demon King Academy. Once upon a time, there was a man who obliterated whole countries, burned the forest of spirits to ashes, and even killed gods as if it were nothing. The man was feared as a demon lord. However, even a demon lord gets tired of the horrors of wars and proposes for heroes, who come to negotiate with him to kill him. Split the world into 4, the human world, the demon world, the spirits world, the world of gods, and to build walls between the worlds, and to seal their gates for 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, the grudges between demons and humans should disappear. 2,000 years after the Demon King has finally been reborn, the new world truly shocks him. That said, the storyline does not sound that bad. However, there is one problem for me to voice. It is beyond obvious. Anos is way too powerful. He meets enemies and there is no will he win? It is only how will he win? Which means that every single moment you are 100% sure that Anos will always win. Be it a god, a demon, the strongest warrior, it doesn't matter. Anos always wins. This is records of Bastard Magic Instructor. At first, the main character Glenn Raiders appears to be a generic, all-powerful main character at first. But wait, is he really? This anime has a knack for throwing in, kind of, unexpected plot twists for comedic purposes. Glenn Raiders has more depth to him than meets the eye. The story follows him and his interactions with his students as he builds his harem. Wait, what? What I meant to say was, the story follows him as he builds a relationship with his students and helps them reach their full potential through his unconventional teaching methods. However, you never know when tragedy might strike in this magical world, because there is always a hidden air of danger lurking in the shadows. Why? But I feel like it might have just been because of the slow start, but it also might have been because of the slightly cliched story. However, once I started paying more attention, it got more interesting with every episode. The story unfolded a little more, and the characters got more lovable, and the fight scenes got a lot better. It's about a boy and a girl, the boy being a villager and the girl being a princess. Both have been best friends since they were children, and one day the princess and the boy spend a day together, the princess having something supposedly important to tell the boy, but is not able to. That night, an unknown magic force calls the princess and a ritual is performed. However, the boy saves her before the ritual is completed, but she loses every single one of her memories. In order to help the princess regain her memories, they started their journey. You guys should give this one a try. It's
Also, to let you all know that The Devil is a Part-Timer is finally getting his 6th season after 8 long years. The hero Eniusa and the demon lord Mao were both transferred from their fantasy world to the real world, which makes this a reverse isekai series. Now, having a job, they both must do what they can to earn a living while hiding their true identity from others until they can manage to find a way back home to their own world. Charlotte is definitely one of PA Works' best productions in my opinion. The main character named Yu has the power to control people for a few seconds only, and that is until he gets recorded by a girl who can expose his acts unless he joins the club where they track down other people who have similar abilities or powers and put a stop to them. Though that is not entirely the story, as it gets a lot more serious and changes its perspective entirely to how you see the characters and what has happened so far. Definitely an anime worth checking out.
For another chance to make things right. I've been let down, backstabbed so many times, but I know to rise. So many things